Greetings. Welcome to Talk of the Town with Supervisor Dick Thurston. I welcome you here on the week after Thanksgiving. I hope that everyone had as wonderful Thanksgiving, whether real time or virtual, with the families if you weren't able to get together. We spent our time here in our home. We were not able to travel because of COVID, but we're able to still have a wonderful time. So we hope that everybody was able to enjoy it in your own way. We have the Christmas holiday season coming up. So again, I've noticed that there's a lot earlier decorating going on. So please continue to do that. I think our community is going to also have a chance to get together on this coming Saturday at Schlott House for our Christmas tree lighting. Right now we're still planning to go ahead with it since the COVID numbers are still within the manageable range, although we are asking our seniors that are falling into the high risk category probably not to attend because there is always that risk that someone may get contaminated. But we're going to have Santa out there. They'll be behind a plexiglass shield, but we're going to also strictly enforce as far as guiding people to make sure that they follow our COVID protocols, not to expose anyone unnecessarily to any harm before the Christmas season and the additional holiday seasons with Hanukkah and Kwanzaa. So I hope that you continue to shop locally. We had, I think, a very good shop local Saturday last week, and all of our businessmen and women depend on you, to buy locally and perhaps buy a little bit less through Amazon and other mail orders. They are struggling very much now, especially as the concerns rise with respect to additional COVID spread. We have seen, as you've noticed, an increase in numbers in our area. We've taken the active cases within the county going from back at the beginning of just 1 month ago. Active cases were at 212, a fairly steady number. Now we're approaching 700 active cases within Dutchess County. The town of Wappinger is doing still fairly well. We're around in the 20s to 30 range. So there's been ongoing monitoring at our schools, which have remained open. I get regular reports from the acting superintendent of schools, so they appear to have it pretty well managed. If there is someone that has symptoms, they take immediate action, since one of the more important, I think, goals and objectives that we all have is to keep our schools open. It's very important, I think, for our children to have the interaction and the better learning environment. So I think it's, again, very important for you to observe the fullest extent possible to keep our active cases down. Hospitalizations have gone from 10 on 1 month ago to now 64. Everybody throughout the country is starting to see greater threats to our public health system. But rest assured, at this point in time, with the level that it is, maintaining a relatively low level, our county hospitals still have plenty of beds. So I encourage anyone, particularly our seniors, if you do have any health issues, do not stay away from the hospital or your doctor. Part of the problem that we're seeing around the country is that as more people stay away for fear of catching COVID or not having a bed, then their pre-existing illnesses get much worse. So, our ambulance service, as you know, the town has subsidized for a number of years MSTAR. MSTAR is still fully engaged. You may read about other parts of the country where ambulance coverage is spotty. Rest assured, our town is very well covered. MSTAR continues to do an excellent job in providing ambulatory, services to our community. So don't hesitate to call if you have a problem that you're suffering at home. The death rate, unfortunately, has increased as well, from around mid 160s, 166, I think, 1 month ago, to now we're approaching 200 COVID-related deaths. These deaths are determined by, is COVID the reason, the trigger that causes someone to either have a pre-existing illness, go into a very serious category, or just based strictly on COVID, where a healthy person catches it. So the death rate is of concern. We extend our deepest wishes, condolences to people that are suffering. Others, we just, for non-COVID reasons, pre-existing illness, just learned the passing of our town's yoga and indoor instructor, for our health classes for our seniors. So we're very saddened to learn of her passing just on Wednesday. The regional numbers, we are seeing that the regional number has been close to 5% on the running average. Our county has been within the 2 to 3, upper 3%, based on the tests that are done each day. But we are monitoring it. The county executive keeps me and other supervisors and mayors regularly informed. And so we don't see any real major issues here in the town at this point in time. So continue to be as normal as you can in your daily matters. But as I've said before, please, wear your masks when you're out engaging in an area involved where you can't keep your social distance. Wash your hands regularly, regardless of where you've been. Use sanitizers. There's still plenty out there, but be careful. Make sure you get the right type with the proper alcohol content, not some of the versions that are coming in from many countries of the world, but especially China. So be aware of that. The United States is going to continue to be challenged until we see the vaccine come about. The state of New York and our county, with Mark Molinaro, our county executive, are working very, very closely with the federal government and the drug manufacturers such as Pfizer on vaccine distribution. As you've been reading and what I've learned, that we're looking at still the possibility of a mid-December, in just a couple weeks, beginning a distribution to healthcare workers, first responders, such as ambulance staff, and very high-risk categories. So the county is fully engaged in that process. We are looking at continued levels of support for our businesses. We all have been working with our state and federal senators and assemblymen and House of Representatives to ensure that we can get Congress to at least take a little bit more seriously the challenges that we're all facing, but particularly our small businesses and people that have been out of work as the unemployment numbers continue to rise. The New York State and County, and then us here in town of Wappinger, have top priorities. Those are certainly the emergency hospital procedures is number one. Making sure that people are taken care of, And as I said at the outset, especially those that have ongoing diseases, illnesses such as diabetes, to make sure that they are well treated and aren't endangered further by the COVID virus. Number two is to continue to do the testing. Folks that are doing that religiously are benefiting in the sense that you may find you have tested positive and then staying out, quarantined. We have a very active program here in Town Hall, and continue to monitor all of our employees to make sure that we can reduce the spread. Certainly, as I mentioned earlier, all of us are trying to keep our schools open safely, working closely, in my case, with the acting superintendent of schools, Dwight Bach, who's doing a fine job in ensuring the ongoing health safety of the students and teachers and families related to that. We still want to encourage you during the holiday season to try to reduce the spread you best that you can by reducing the number of gatherings and number of people that you have. This is challenging as it was during Thanksgiving, and let's hope that the rates, the percentages and numbers don't increase dramatically in the weeks ahead. And then last but not least will be the vaccinations. All that I am hearing, all the reports of reading, what I'm hearing from my medical doctor's son and others is that the vaccines are going to be very effective in at least inoculating you against this current virus. Whether or not it has a longer lasting effect, that's still to be determined by test. So I hope that you can come out for our Christmas tree lighting. Later in the month, we will be having a drive-through for our seniors' Christmas dinner at noontime out at the Elks Club. This is a continuation of our annual program, but this time will be a drive-through in cars. So until then, I hope that you remain well, stay safe. Should you have any questions, Town Hall continues to be open every day, for business. So please stop by or give us a call. But take care and enjoy the nice weather that we're having, at least today. Hopefully, that will continue for a little bit longer. Have a good day.